welcome to another episode of Wear Many Hats. My name's Rachel, and this is the podcast that's totally dedicated to the FM and property world. Today, we've got a very interesting guest with us. It's Tobias Crosbie. He is the CEO and sole founder of Making Moves London Limited. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Did you come from far today?
No, not too far. We're based in Liverpool Street.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So nice and easy.
Yeah, quick trip on the tube, that's all. So.
On the tube, love that. Yeah, it brings you straight here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So welcome to Holborn.
Okay. Yeah.
It's lovely to have you here. And you said you had some history in the labs building here.
I do have a lot of history in this building of sitting in very long meetings when I used to be in valuation teams. So it brings back some slightly negative memories. Now it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But
this will be a new experience for you, a pleasant one, I hope. So it's great to have you here, and I'm looking forward to hearing about your journey over the last years and see where you are today.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Yeah. So let's rewind a bit. Go back as far as you like, but where did it all start for you?
In terms of property, probably just after school, to be honest with you. I went to university in Sheffield.
I saw that.
I fell into, I wasn't the brightest at school, and I kind of fell into a degree which was called urban land economics, which
I saw that.
I liked economics. I liked buildings, and I liked business, and that kind of covered off all of those boxes. So I ended up going to Sheffield Hallam University, did my degree there, which was 2 years, then a break, and then a final year, so a placement year in the middle. And we had two guys that I'm still in contact with, Colin Thomason and Andrew Gardner from DTZ. They're still in the market in Manchester. And they came and interviewed me at university, and it was like very nerve-wracking. First time you'd ever been exposed to people like that.
Yes.
And they offered me a placement job up in Manchester. Wow. So I went to Manchester for 12 months and got this kind of bug for what I would say is proper work. So you kind of 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 at the time. And I fell in love with working, not just around property, but just being in that environment, and realised actually that the studying part just wasn't me. Like I didn't really like studying.
Me neither. Still don't.
And I needed to be practical. So I needed to kind of like see things in process and working and visual, and somebody explaining to me how something works whilst you're doing it, rather than someone writing something on a whiteboard. I just didn't resonate with me. So I went back to university, and DTZ offered me a job down in London, but I had to get a 2-1, and at the time I was on like a very low 2-2.
Oh no!
So I literally, I stopped all the raving, stopped all the drinking, started to eat a bit more healthily, and started to get my mindset on. I need to get this degree, because then it unlocks London, basically.
Yes. Wow.
So that was kind of like the first realization of, I want to do something around property, and enable me to do that. I need to get this degree. So I ended up getting the 2-1.
Yeah, well done. I mean,
so
you had purpose, right?
Yeah, it was a purpose. That's exactly right. I had something to aim for.
Shows you what you can do if you put your mind to it, and your body. So where are you actually from? Are you from?
No, so my parents live in Lincolnshire. I was born. I was actually born in Essex, in Chelmsford. Right. And then we moved. My dad was employed by Marconi at the time. Marconi went bust and everything imploded. They moved over to the kind of Lincolnshire area for his job, basically. And then, I grew up in a lovely little town called Stamford, which is very rural, very Lincolnshire, lots of countryside. Nice. Love to go back, but it's not urban enough for me.
It's not for your work.
Tall buildings. So I'll never, as much as my mum hates it, I'll never move back. But it was a lovely upbringing, like very, but very kind of I'm not going to say backward is a bit mean, but I mean in a nice way. It's very relaxed, very sort of country. Yeah. So
love that. Yes, I can relate to a lot of what you've said. Growing up, sort of out of London.
Yeah. I remember coming to. I think my dad had like a work party or something in London. And it's the first time I'd ever been, and the family was invited. So we went to this party, and I just remember it was quite near Piccadilly Circus. I was only like 10 or 11 years old.
Busy.
And it was just like really busy, all the lights. And I was like, okay, like this feels great. Like I got really excited about it.
Yeah.
And that's always stuck with me. It's like you almost feel like you need to come here. And both my mum and dad have worked in London.
Okay.
And they were both like, and I would give this advice to anyone else. It's like, come and spend some time here. It's like one of the most amazing markets, whatever you do. And it's just such a pace of life that I've never seen replicated anywhere.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you should come and experience that, even if you only do it for a year or 2-3 years.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll get the bug and you either like it or you don't. But I do think you need to
experience London.
Experience it, yeah.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
So moving on from DTZ, where did you go to?
So DTZ, I was there for quite a long time. I did all my graduate training, passed my APC, and then it was all going swimmingly well. And then Lehman Brothers collapsed around 2008, and I managed to kind of cling on. The team was decimated. We did Southeast Office Agency. We had huge clients like Pfizer and Verizon and a lot of pharmaceutical companies around the Southeast.
Yeah.
And just everything just imploded, basically.
A weird time.
So I managed to hang on, but then it got to one point where we were 5 people in the team, and that was down from about a 20-person team.
Crazy.
And all your friends across the business had kind of been made redundant.
So sad.
So I was just like, it's time to go and try and do something different.
New start.
So I was looking for something like entirely different, and I wanted, this is on reflection, by the way, I wanted something that was disruptive.
Yeah.
And I saw someone sent me a job CV for Devono.
Yeah.
And I went to look at their website, and I was like, okay, I like what you're doing. I get the concept. It's in central London. It's occupier focused. And I was like, met Rob and Luke at the time. And I was like, yeah, sold. I'm in. So I took a bit of a pay reduction to go there.
Yeah.
I took a bit of a hit on my career to some extent because, I was tipped to go places at DTZ, but I just wasn't like prepared for that corporate life. I didn't really want that. So it was very, very different. And at that job, I learned how to really hustle.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like lots of jobs, high volume, made really good money.
Yeah.
They won't mind me saying.
We like that.
And the experience was unbelievable, learning how to juggle so many jobs at once.
Wearing many hats.
Yeah, exactly. And also maintain like credibility with clients, and ensuring that you're doing the best job you possibly can for them.
Yeah.
It just became a real kind of learning experience. And then I was there for about 4.5 years. Yeah. And I said to myself, I was actually went through some personal things, and I just had quite a sort of a split up with an ex, and it was just like, right, this is a kind of time where
fresh start.
Maybe I want to go and do my own thing. And I have 2 incredible people in my life that were like, you got to do it. Like you've got the ability.
Love that.
And you take that advice, and I was like, right, I'm going to do it. So I just went for it, and and then Making Moves was started, really. So
great name.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my wife came up with that. So.
Great wife. Well done.
So,
I love that. It's a good name. And it's 10 years and 10 months. It says
10 years, 10 months.
Love
yeah.
That. 10-10.
Party tonight.
Party tonight. I know. You said. It'll be great. You can tell us more about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, looking back, that's all fantastic. A lot of that is so set on your path, isn't it? Did you know you were going to end up in property? I guess so. Yes, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Looking at it,
there was definitely a connection with doing some of kind of high pressured business job because I just loved that buzz, and that I still do. Buzz and the energy. I have a passion for buildings and architecture anyway, so that's kind of the connection. And I just love doing deals. Like deal culture is something. There's something about it. It's passionate, and you get really invested into it. And at the end of the day, we work in one of the best markets in the world. Like, people look at the central London market. Like, it's always in the top 3 markets in terms of offices. And, we have some of the most amazing buildings here. And I get to go to the top of them and look out at these views, and people pay £50 to come to the city to do the same thing. And I get to do that on a daily basis. So,
it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I'm the same. I'm the same as you. I love looking at all the different buildings that we have. And I love when they take an old building and bring it back to life. There's been a few buildings that I've been in, and I thought, wow, this was kind of derelict. Look what you've done. Like this still keeping some of the original building there, fantastic. And then inside doing the same, bringing the new in with the old, love it. So is there anyone that sort of gave you your real push in your career, do you think?
It's probably 2 people. One was a guy called Ken Bishop that was head of the offices team in the Manchester office at DTZ. And he was like, he was a very, very well respected man in the Manchester market. If you wanted to dispose of an office building in Manchester of any sizable scale, then you went to Ken. And he was a hard taskmaster. But you learn so much. And I was literally his bag carrier for the time that I was up there.
Heard a lot, saw a lot.
You'd sit in these meetings and everything would just go way over your head. You'd kind of
get snippets.
These little bits, and how he approached meetings, how he approached his work ethic was just like unbelievable. But he was really well known. He put RBS into Spinningfields, which was like the huge, at the time, it was a huge development in Manchester. One of the first kind of like really shiny, boxy type developments in central Manchester. And he was renowned for that deal. So that was kind of like really exciting to be with him and doing these cash flows. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was kind of putting these numbers into spreadsheets. And then, so that was really, really, so he was a big character. And I always remember, I tell other people this as well, is you can do something wrong once, but don't do it wrong again. That was kind of his concept, which was, you can make a mistake. I'm going to tell you how to rectify it, but if you then go and do it again, you're gonna feel my wrath, basically. So I kind of always stick by that mantra of, you can do it wrong once, as long as you get explained and it's taught to you, then don't do it wrong again.
It's not going to go down well, is it?
So, he was, and I had another boss at DTZ actually called Richard Golding, who I did a lot of work with around the southeast. I remember he was very cool at the time. He had an Audi A4 convertible.
Love that.
And we used to drive around the M4, the M25 to Cambridge
with the roof down on the motorway.
It was great, and that wasn't the reason why. But he was kind of that. He was there when I bought my first house, and he'd give you that kind of like life advice around those type of things. So he was a really good guy. And again, work ethic. That's what I learned, is what do you need to do to be successful in this business. That was kind of what so he used to do a lot with America. He'd do a full day's work, go home, put his kid to bed, and then he'd be doing a school with San Francisco. And then the next morning he'd be up and in the office at 6:30 in the morning. And,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot, but you kind of, you can see that you can do that and you can maintain that for a period of time. Obviously, I'm sure he doesn't do that now, but you can do it, and it makes you successable. So that's key.
Love that. Do you still stay in touch with these guys?
I haven't spoken to Richard for a while, and Ken is retired now. So so I probably spoke to Ken a few years back, but I haven't spoken to him for a while. But the two guys that recruited me in my first ever placement job, I'm still in touch with them. So,
you'll have to send them the podcast.
Yeah, I will do. They'll be listening to it now. So
they'll love that. They've had a mention.
Yeah.
So let's talk about making moves now. So what does a day in your world actually look like these days?
Yeah. So in the last probably 18 months, my role's changed slightly. Just as the business has grown, we've been able to create a board who each has different responsibilities in the business. So we now have 5 of us that sit on that board.
Okay.
The main difference for me is we call it inward facing. So I would be quite heavily involved with the operational side of the business. And the general day-to-day running of that team. But 12 months ago, we decided to bring in an MD.
Lovely.
So Sally Evans sits as our MD now. She's been with the business for a while, but she moved into that role. And then the other 3 directors each run separately our divisions across the business, which has given me the chance to elevate and go more into an outward-facing CEO role, which looks at strategy, growth, opportunity, our 10-year plan, our 5-year plan, our 3-year plan, which I stick by 3-year plans. I think the other 2 are too far away, but you have a kind of eye on them.
Yes.
But it's more just given a focus to create awareness around the business. Do things like podcasts, but just actually generate more interest and excitement around our brand. And that's mostly focused on our clients. We want to, we've always said we want to be a brand that you know about, even if you don't want property. And what we mean by that is kind of always sat there.
Yeah. Like a seed's been planted almost. And just for those that don't know about you guys, what do you actually do?
Yeah. So our main, where the business started is probably the best way to describe it is it's occupier focused agency. So we advise companies of all shapes and sizes on their office moves. So for an example, we will take 100-person recruitment business and they will come to us and say, we're looking for 10,000 square foot in the city of London. And we take that brief and we go and find the offices on behalf of those clients.
So you must be well connected with
everyone, landlords. Across the board.
And that must take some networking. And
there is a lot. I mean, but we have a team, there's 35 people in the business now.
Love that.
And half of those are client facing, I'd say thereabouts. So that web of opportunity is created through the agents doing their day-to-day roles. I always say I only get rolled in if there's a problem or it's a substantial size of client where I know them.
Yes.
There's some connection where it's beneficial to have the CEO on that meeting. But the majority of work in terms of like networking is done by the team. But as part of that life cycle of what we do, we added we call it technical. So that is the project management, building surveys, dilapidations, all the kind of like technical side of a move. So they do a lot of work with design and build firms and project manage the office move on behalf of the client. So looking at cost, looking at design and the actual construction of the fit out once it's on site. And then this year actually, we launched a high net worth residential team.
Oh wow.
So that is focused around high net worth central London. When I say central, zones 1 to 5 really.
Lovely.
So we get to see some lovely houses. But where that came from, we have we tend to go on this journey with our clients where they'll start quite seedy, so there'll be like 10 people, and then they get their funding, and then they go to 100, and then they go to 300.
Wow, you grow with them.
And normally at some point they'll exit. So they'll either decide they've had enough, or the private equity or venture capital behind them will say, it's time for a sale. And at that point, they normally take some money off the table. And that will be a car, a house, and a watch normally.
Nice.
And we want to buy the house bit. So it's a very easy sell into the client of, we found you your office, we want to find you your home now. So that was the connection. So that started in January. That's like our new little baby, and it's doing well.
Good.
Got good traction on it. So
Good. There's no stopping you. So what's your challenges at the moment? What's testing you right now?
I would say, so there's two actually. One is recruitment, hiring is a real
problem. Yeah. This is my old game.
You know it well.
Yeah.
We have two issues is availability of people, good people.
Yeah.
I think there is some nervousness around moving at the moment.
Yeah.
Which
correct.
I understand why. Things are a bit wibbly wobbly. If you're in a good job and you feel safe, why would you go and risk moving somewhere else?
Yes.
That said, we're a nice stable business. We have a good turnover. We make good profits. Everything about our business should give you some comfort that we're stable enough to come to us. Yeah. So that's not so much of a problem. Where we've had big issues is salary alignment. Yeah. So there is a lot of openly, I think there is inflated salaries in the market right now. Yeah. So, and I believe that's led by inflation and everything else that's going on.
Of course. And people aren't being realistic, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And that they were the troubles that I was seeing. Yeah. And also the sector that I worked in, which was commercial property. Yeah. It was required of you to be at the office 5 days a week, which nobody wanted to do. And still don't really. There's still very much a hybrid. Yeah. I've said this before on the show that I work out of labs here in Holborn, and Mondays and Fridays are so quiet here, which I actually love. Yeah. But it just still goes to show you that people are and it's packed in here today. Yeah. I think it's because the school holidays are coming up. So everyone's cramming in an office day. I couldn't even get parking at Walpington Station today. It was crazy. Yeah. So and I found that as a problem with recruitment. So you're probably
I really agree. I mean, we've done 4 days in the office.
That's good.
But the only thing I would say is if you work in our agency team, you're out all the time anyway, and you're kind of led by what your clients want you to do. Yeah. So if your client wants you to view on a Friday afternoon, you can't say, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I'm working from home on Friday afternoon."
No, you've got to go in. That's it.
So you're kind of dictated by when.
Yeah. So some flexibility around that. Yes, from you as an employer.
So we've kind of said Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you can have one of those days at home a week, and it kind of works. The only thing we've lost because of that is that funny enough, Friday is our busiest day in the office.
Oh, I actually love a Friday.
Yeah, I think it's great, and that you can go to your local food market and get your food, and you don't have to queue up, and all these things that come with being in on a Friday. And also it's that end of week thing.
Yes, it is. It's a time to celebrate the week, right? And then prepare for the next week.
Yeah, so we have a thing every Friday afternoon called Brief Encounter.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
We sit down as a team, we go through the wins, we go through positives where people have worked together and there's been a great success. We go through our numbers, and it's just a lovely way to wrap up the week. A few drinks afterwards. Nice. Everyone's out by 6.
Lovely.
It's not like you've got to stay out till.
Yeah, it seems to have changed so much, doesn't it? And that, like you say, this is the challenge of people coming back into the office. It's a shame, really. I just don't think people remember the importance of the Monday to Friday in the office, and. Like you say, you were driving around with the gentleman in the car, listening and carrying the bags of the other gentleman sitting in his meetings. If you were hybrid, you wouldn't have had that experience. And we've mentioned that on the show before, as it's so crucial to be interacting.
100%, especially in our, going back to study versus life experience. You can study as much as you want, but what my job does is about negotiation, and it's about listening, and it's about learning how to massage a situation to make it beneficial for your client.
Absolutely.
So a lot of that is around learning how to do that. And that was a good thing to say. Like you overhear it in a call, or wow, he's really impressive. And it gives you confidence and the persona to go and do that yourself.
Absolutely. And on the reverse, you look at people and think, actually, that's not how I want to behave. Or
well, true. Yeah.
The flip side.
Behaviours.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Goes with it. So Yeah.
People are missing out when working face to face. You can't get that same reaction and on Teams or, on video links. You just can't get that same feel, can you? Yeah. Well, I hope it gets better for you. Let's hope that recruitment picks up.
Yeah.
Anyone looking for a job, do reach out.
Yeah, please
to Toby.
And then the only other one on that side is supply levels. So, just availability with, for our clients to move office at the moment is actually, particularly if they want like a labs, like a very shiny, beautiful office. Everyone wants those. And there's very few left in the market. So supply is very, very tight.
Okay.
On that side. So what that means is rents go up. It gets very competitive.
Yeah.
You could lose one and have to go to another one. It's challenging. So we're finding that a lot of our clients are actually looking at a stay versus a go kind of scenario, and we spend quite a lot of our time consulting, telling them, well, you can either go here or you can go here. And then because the cost is quite inflated, they tend to be staying.
So they're your challenges.
They're the challenges.
So where do you think the industry is heading? What excites you? Have you got you've obviously bought out the high-end residential stuff.
Yeah.
What else is going on for you guys? And there's a mention here of sort of AI, ESG. We spoke a little bit briefly before the show. Tech. Whatever goes. What's going on?
The tech and AI side is really interesting. When it first came out, I think there was this real kind of like feeling that we all had to go and invent something new.
Yeah.
So it was like, who's going to come out with this product that's going to revolutionize the way of finding offices? And I know that there are competing businesses with me that have invested money into trying to find ways to do that.
Yeah.
And some have made some great tools that, you could maybe utilize, but are they valuable to a wider audience to be able to sell them? I don't know the answer to that. Personally, I don't think they are.
Yep.
What we've done is kind of look at AI or not just AI, but tech as a way to improve the processes which we have in our business.
Yeah.
And the purpose behind that is to take admin and to take menial tasks away from our staff and give them more time to negotiate and advise our clients. So that's kind of our mindset around the process with AI and tech. Next year we set strategic goals for the business every year, and the one that we've set, which is really exciting for next year, is enhancing our business through the power of AI and tech. Like that as a strategic goal.
Interesting.
So one is revenue. One is a profit, and one is that. So there's 3 goals there. That's how important it is for us as a business to try and implement change.
Exciting.
And it's already underway, but the concept behind it is that each team will be given a target as to they've got to implement something which is going to improve the process of how they do their work.
It's great. It's challenging them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's a bit,
fun.
Targets are great, but you have to give people something else and another output rather than you've got to hit X amount of money per year. So
AI is a friend of yours then at the moment?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've embraced it. I do a lot of social media stuff.
So do I.
I found it really, really useful. I have a lot of things in my head, like ideas, and I'm not always the best at kind of being able to just type or to get them out. So I can, and I there's plenty of people that challenge this, but ChatGPT for me has allowed me to go, I've got this idea in my head.
Help me.
I want to get this out of my head. How can you help me? And then I never just take what it says and post it.
No.
But it's kind of like gets me into a space where I feel like I'm comfortable with it.
Manipulate it a little bit as well.
Yeah.
I've mentioned, I think most people agree on this really, that it's something that we can work with. It's not something that's going to take over. No. Because we still need human interaction, number one, but 2, and also be very careful what you put in, because whatever it spits out at you, you must double check it as well. Just don't completely rely on it. Exactly. I hate the way it abbreviates things as well. I don't talk like that. I try to use Queen's English.
I can tell. I mean, you can see how much it's being used, and there are situations both externally and internally, where people send me notes. And because I use ChatGPT so much, I notice the
those dashes. Yes. I take
so
that out.
I know, so I know when someone's done that, and I'm like, okay, I understand it. They want to appear, like they're professional, etc. I understand it. And if you struggle with dyslexia or any kind of like, you struggle to get your words out or spelling or whatever it might be, I think it's great. I think it's an incredible piece of tool to help people.
And at the same time, I appreciate people if they want to be their natural selves as well, But for me, I think it saves time. Yeah. It brings up ideas that you may not have thought of. Like you say, you've got the idea in your head and, they can words it away, which sounds so much more remarkable. How I would have put it.
It is good.
It is.
So we're definitely embracing it as a business. Good. We've got quite a few things already implemented in the business. We're seeing like great results. It's definitely not replacing people, it's enhancing people. That's the way that we've looked at it. But I kind of, I'm reading a book on AI at the minute, which I've forgotten the name of, but it's around the concept of AI or utilizing AI to make the best of something. So that's the idea behind it. And the example it gives is, if you give AI the chance to make the perfect paperclip, how far will it go to make the perfect paperclip? So it's kind of like, first it's going to find the best metals.
Yes.
Then it's going to find, how does it get the best metals? Well, it's probably going to have to dig a hole in the core of the earth to find that metal. And then what are we going to do to try and stop it doing that? So are we going to be a barrier to that AI finding this perfect metal to make the perfect paperclip? And the concept is effectively it will implode the world because we're in its way of trying to make this perfect paperclip. So it's like, how far does it go before it's out of control is the concept behind it. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's a bit too much for but you can kind of see how you can get taken away with it. But I think as long as there's regulation and control, as with, like the internet, like anything else that we have.
Use it properly and safely.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that. So ESG, buzzword at the moment. Still is a buzzword. But what does it really mean to you guys? So
I mean, there's two sides to it really. So technical with fit out project management. Funny enough, before the buzzword was really buzzy. Hamish, who runs our technical team, Hamish Allen, he has always been a big kind of fan of sustainable fit outs. So what really boils our blood is when you go and see a client that's moved out of a building and there's a lovely fit out in place, and the landlord will just go and rip all of that fit out because of a settlement figure. It's normally around money. And it's like that could have been reused. Like that's not on. So it all gets stripped out, chucked into a heap of rubbish and just rots. So we've always been big fans of things like recycled furniture. We try and encourage our clients to. So, for example, if we know one client is moving out of one building and they have 50 desks and 50 chairs, can we utilize those chairs and desks with another client that's moving to another building? So we're trying to create our own sort of like micro economy of sustainability between our clients. But also there's an element of, if you go into a building, like, could you utilize the fit out that's there? Could you make the use of the meeting rooms rather than ripping it all out? So that's one thing we've looked at. The other big thing is we've noticed it's really come on the agenda of occupiers, particularly over a certain size, particularly if they're going for B Corp or whatever it might be that's driving those decisions. The challenge at the moment is sustainable often comes at a higher cost. So we will go to the client and say, fully get it, we can go down this sustainable route. And then you get the two quotes come in, one not so sustainable, one sustainable. And due to the cost difference, they may go for the not so sustainable option. So there's a desire to do it. but actually
we're not quite there yet.
We're not.
Yeah.
But it's top of our list. Viewing tours. We're making sure that the buildings are efficient. We're making sure they're sustainable. That they meet every kind of criteria that's requested by the client. Mm-hmm. But it is very much client driven.
Yeah.
By us, we sing about it, but do they sing as well? It's kind of just making sure that
talk. Yeah, they can talk a good talk, but are they actually? Just ticking boxes isn't what it's about, is it? It's about actually doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think the industry is innovating fast enough, or do you think we are still playing catch up?
We are still playing catch up hugely. Yeah. It's always stuck with me. Property industry is about 7 years behind everyone else. And I think that still kind of stands, really. My business partner was at a conference the other week, sat next to a AI guru, basically. And it was a prop tech conference.
Okay.
And there was somebody from, I'm not going to say their name, but a big corporate talking about what they're doing internally to utilize AI to improve their processes, and talking about all these big things that they've done. And the AI guy next to my business partner was like, I could do that in 5 minutes. So we are so far behind. I feel like there's already this feeling of embracing it. Like, you know what? It's not going to take your job. Like, yes. Let's get over that hurdle.
Don't worry. Yeah.
And there is some significant issues around the legal process.
Yeah.
It takes so long for us to do deals.
Yeah.
So I feel like until that bit's sorted and AI is implemented there, which you will be seeing very soon.
I think so, yeah.
Then think things are going to struggle to change. I do feel like we're behind, but we've always been behind on any kind of embracing of any technology.
Yeah, a bit wary, aren't we?
Yeah, a bit too wary though. If you want to push things forward,
detriment,
you've got to challenge them. But I'd like to say that we're at the top of that chain, trying to push it and trying to change things. But I think that will benefit us as a business by being at the top end of that. So
yeah, well done for pioneering stuff.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. We haven't actually invented anything, but we're trying to utilize it.
You're working that way.
Yeah.
So looking back, what moment or project are you still proud of today?
What projects? The easy one is probably putting Matches Fashion into the Shard.
Right.
That was year 3 of making moves.
Okay.
And there's a couple of reasons why it means so much. One is, I think it still is the largest ever office letting in the Shard, by one occupier.
Well done.
I used to still do with a lot of technology businesses. Matches came from a very traditional fashion world, with Tom and Ruth Chapman owned it. They were huge figures in the fashion world. Started this this shop. I think they actually started in shops. They had one in Wimbledon and a few others around central London, and then they took the Matches platform online.
Yeah, I remember this bit.
Yeah, and it just became the most incredible website. And I was literally involved with their whole journey right the way through.
Love that.
And we were looking at all offices across central London, and Abby Brown from Knight Frank called me and said, do you want to get them round? And I kind of said to the client, look, there is a good chance we might not be able to afford this, but I think you should come and look at it. And so we went to the building, met the developer, met the agents on site, and the CFO at the time just said, look, let's see if we can kind of make this work.
Yeah.
So we got some deals, we got the terms, and it turned out we could. And one of the reasons was that the deal was a little bit softer, was because they were a fashion tech business. They didn't want to fill the Shard with professional services. They wanted some life and different types of industry in there to hopefully attract more different types of businesses. So we got a bit of a softer deal. and I was up till 11 o'clock on the 24th of December, finalising the deal. So it actually finished
before Father Christmas.
Yeah. So, and it was literally, I think it was 11 o'clock at night when the deal closed. But
how exciting!
It was great. It was
Christmas
and
present.
such a good. Yeah, it was. It was such a great thing to be involved with. The people at Matches are lifelong friends. Like I've dealt with them. Unfortunately, the business is no with us, but they've moved on to do different things. I'm still in touch with Tom Chapman, John Ashton, who was the head of property. He came to my wedding. He's a very close friend of mine. Through this journey. So it kind of means a lot to you, sort of personally as well. And then, because of the fee that I made off that job, I was then able to invest back into the business.
Excellent.
Which meant, every penny of that deal, none of it went in my back pocket. No. It was all reinvested back into the business.
And that's where some people go wrong, isn't it?
You take...
it's spend now.
Yeah. It becomes a lifestyle business.
Lamborghini or something. Yeah. Ferrari. Maybe not that. But,
it just literally got all pumped back in. And we mushroomed quite quickly off the back of that.
That's excellent. Well done on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So and look, you're still going. So
10 years. So
7 years, 7 months later. Yeah. So that's fantastic. So what's something you wish you knew when you were starting out?
What do I wish I knew? That's a good question. I'd probably say I wish I knew a bit more about how business works.
Yeah. We don't get taught that, do we? We were saying that the other day. There's some certain life skills that we aren't still so traditional and old school.
Yeah. And
what we're taught in school.
And this property bubble as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what's going on in the wider world that's going to impact what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah,
and I think
agree.
Since I've been a CEO and you meet other people that want to talk about business, not property.
Yeah.
I often think if I'd have known that, that's you as a client, you're thinking about this property decision based on what's going on in your business and the financial markets and the economy. I think if I'd have known a bit more about that, I would have kind of been a bit more educated around business.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then coming back to school, there was just no financial training. I got in loads of debt at university.
Too. I didn't even go uni.
Okay. Yeah.
But I still got in debt. I wasn't taught about the dangers of credit cards.
Credit cards, that's the thing, yeah.
Are they taught that now? My children are 27, 22, and neither of them have got credit card debt, which who taught them that? It wasn't me. So are they getting that information now?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
My daughter's 6 and my son is 3, but
let us know.
But they're bringing in, the level of IT and training that they have. You would hope that there would be some sort of financial training.
Yeah.
But it's critical. That's actually what's more important.
Life skills. Yeah. We're not prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably what I wish I knew a little bit more about. So
yeah, that's been twice this week that I've heard people say about life. Wish I knew a little bit more about.
Yeah.
Preparing me for life, a little bit more around finance, around people, humanity.
Yeah, and that kind of connection networking thing as well.
Yeah.
How to interestingly, I've had multiple graduates reach out to me in the last few months saying, I'm looking for a job. Can I link in with you? Love what you're doing at your business. And I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I've made an effort to go back to them, pass them on to our HR team, because I just feel fair play. Because all I was told was, write your CV and send it out as a letter in loads of places. So I just feel utilizing things like LinkedIn and social media to get in front of people. And it's okay to message your CEO.
Oh, absolutely.
He's probably going to respond.
That's what I used to tell my son. Go for it.
Yeah.
Just do it. And there's lots of apprenticeships now.
Yeah.
Which can gear you up to something that you want to do. And you know what? If you don't really want to do the first one, try another one.
Yeah.
If you're that young, but earn money and don't get into
debt. I completely agree. The only thing I have a challenge with apprenticeships in property. So we had a guy who worked with us for a short period of time, and I totally get this from him. And I spoke to him about this. So he was 18, so out of college, coming into property. We offered to sponsorship on an apprenticeship. It was 4 days a week in our office and a day
working
at South Bank, basically. The course was coming up near enough 4 years long.
Ooh,
okay,
it's a long one.
It's a long time. Yeah, it was. It was. He was getting a really decent degree out of it. But the problem was, at the age of 18, did he really know what he wants to do?
Yeah,
and he's now being pushed down this job route where he was like, actually, it's really technical. It's quite challenging. I'm not going to really be earning that much good money for quite a long time. Do I want to do it? So
4 years is a long time.
Yeah. So we kind of said, totally get it, mate. Like, go and do whatever you want to do. So I've always had a bit of a challenge with it since then. It's like, I'm quite happy to I love taking apprenticeships on, but in that kind of professional bit, it's sort of like, is it the right thing? Is it the right thing to do? So if I was going to do it again, we'd be looking around our kind of marketing roles or our sales roles.
Because they can always step aside if they like something else within property. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, well, my son's, I've said this before on the show, but he went into an apprenticeship. First of all, bookkeeping. Was not for him. Did the course, I did it all though, working at his dad's firm, and then didn't like that. Went into a estate agency because I pushed him down that route. Didn't like that either, and then went into IT, which is why I said he should have gone into first, IT apprenticeship and help desk, and he's now a cybersecurity analyst at a hedge fund, and he's only 22, doing very well.
Amazing.
So that's an apprenticeship that did work, but there were only 2-year stints in each apprenticeship, which I think is much more doable than 4 years is a long time for a young for someone starting out.
I also have a friend who is he's a structural engineer. Works on the railways. And they take on a lot of apprenticeships. They do. But they also take on quite a lot of graduates.
They do.
And I met him for dinner the other week, and he made a really. He's quite senior in the business that he works at, and a really very clear observation is that you get the guys that come in for apprenticeships, and they've been working for almost 3 years by the time the graduates are coming in, and they had to be at the same level. But these apprenticeships, they've got 3 years worth of experience turning up to work on time, know how to respond and interact in a business environment. They've kind of been on the job. And it just proves my point about whether that university is the right thing to do.
And this is what we've said on the show before, is it's, quite a few people are saying uni isn't necessarily the way to go.
No,
there are other options, and I guess that's something you wish you knew starting out.
I think I don't think I would encourage myself again to go to university.
Definitely not.
I don't really know. I mean, I loved it. I went raving for 3 years basically and had a great time. But
this is what my daughter went to uni briefly. I think she just went for Freshers' Week, to be honest. I said, well, why couldn't you have joined them? Like, I don't know. But she went straight into work after that. And is doing really well. Thank God she only got a tiny bit of debt, not that whole big ridiculous. People are still paying it off the age of 40, aren't they? That's crazy. So if someone came to you tomorrow saying, I want to do what you do, what would you say?
I would say be cautious, but and make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're prepared for what being a CEO entails. And running a business, because there's a lot of glory around it. And I think there's a lot of excitement around running a business and being a CEO.
Hard, isn't it?
But I would say a good 90% of the time you're either in meeting rooms, you're dealing with something that you probably don't want to be dealing with, and running a business is all about consistency. And if you're not a consistent person that doesn't like process and doesn't like board meetings,
and tax,
I would say tax, lots of tax.
Yeah,
that's an hour.
I know.
But yeah, I would just say, and my big question is like, are you fully prepared to absorb yourself? Like everything that you own, everything that you invest, everything that you live for is involved in that business.
It's quite stressful, isn't it? Yeah. Having all that on your shoulders, and plus you've got people working for you. You said 35.
Yeah,
that's a big responsibility.
It's a lot of weight.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's I see so many people set up businesses in property and they last about 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
And then, they might have a situation where they have a client that they've worked with at their old business and they're out of their non-compete and they can work with them now. But that work, because we're quite transactional, that work dries up.
Yeah.
Then you've got to go and then find new business. And that's where people start to go, okay, this is really hard. And that was really challenging. I remember sat there on my own in a meeting room, just having to phone people, and you get told to politely go away 99 times, but then you might have that one call that goes really well. And I'm not sure everyone's willing to put in that kind of hard graft that you need in that first couple of years.
I think you need to be quite thick-skinned. I've run my own business, not to the scale you have, but I think you need to, and very hardworking.
Yeah.
This doesn't come easy, does it?
No, it's that's what I mean by fully invested. Yeah. Like you've got to be prepared that you're going to be working very long hours. Yeah. And there is no respite. There's no weekend. Yeah. Me and my wife often say that making moves was our third baby or our first baby because it just took everything. It was fully invested on across the board. So if you're prepared to do that, go for it. But if you've got any inkling like, oh, I'm not sure, or I don't know if I can do that, then I wouldn't go near it.
I'm sure that your words of wisdom there, people may want to contact you on LinkedIn. Yeah. I mean, you've already said that you reply to people that go out of their way to message you. So you don't mind people coming.
No, please do. Yeah.
They've got any questions?
Give people advice all the time.
Oh, that's great. There we go. You heard it from Toby.
But very, very happy to share some wisdom if I can do.
Lovely. So let's not talk about work anymore. What do you like to do outside of your day job? I mean, you just said you work, but hopefully not now.
Just work. No, it's to be fair, I think with having a slightly larger business, one thing is your boundaries widen slightly. I think switching off from work is different from not being at work. That's quite hard.
Yeah.
But outside, I'm a massive fan of cars.
Okay.
It's probably like my one of my biggest things. I talk about cars a lot.
Is this for like sports, or is this
just
vintage
just pretty cars?
Pretty cars. Do you have a pretty car?
So I've had many a pretty car. I'm currently not allowed any pretty cars because we're trying to buy a house.
Oh, right.
I'm out of the pretty car world at the moment, but anything that's noisy and pretty, I'm fully invested. So, but
noisy.
We've done I've done a few sort of like road trips down to Le Mans in lots of very pretty cars, and it's just been really good fun, and it's a chance to go with a group of guys and girls actually that are all fully into those types of cars. So
did this start from the M25 in the convertible?
So funnily enough, after he had his, I basically got promoted and bought one myself.
Love that.
Which was a lovely, although it did break a lot. It was a lot of sort of things
clunky
with it.
Yeah. But you loved it.
Yeah, I did love it. Yeah. And then I've had various things over the years, but as long as they're noisy, that's the key one for me. And Italian always goes down well. So.
Italian, yeah. And you mentioned you have obviously a wife and your children.
Yeah, so children are really important.
Yeah.
I mean, even on my LinkedIn, I talk a lot about my parenting.
I saw that.
Being a dad.
Yes.
And it's that kind of like learning what the balance is between work and play.
And that can sometimes be hard, isn't it? Switching off.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the real challenge, is being able to, you have a half an hour train journey, or some people a bit longer, but being able to utilize that time to kind of transition into dad mode on the way home. But I mean, at the moment, they're everything. That's what we do at the weekends, is spend as much time as we can with them until they've wound us up.
Yes, and put them to bed. So my dad was extremely hardworking and ran his own businesses. So from when I was young until he passed away, and his work ethic was, and that's where I've got mine from. So your children are seeing that.
Yeah, I think. I hope they do.
They'll know that it doesn't come easy.
No,
money doesn't come easy. No. You have to work for it.
Yeah, well, we're trying to teach them that. It's kind of, there's been a few kind of like punches in the gut where they say, "Oh, why are you at work all the time?" Or what was one the other week? Why can't you pick me up from school? So it's kind of like, when you explain that. That dinosaur that you've got on your bedroom floor that you
love
play around with, and the other 500 dinosaurs on the floor that you don't play with,
they need to be paid for.
So they've got, that's why Daddy goes to work, is because he wants to buy you those dinosaurs. And do you remember the nice holiday we went on last year? They're just learning.
So, you're teaching them.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they are a lot. But actually, interestingly, the car thing, they've got involved in that now. So I'll show them, I've always got Auto Trader up, and I'll be showing them this car or that car. And my favourite colour is orange.
Yes.
It's a very powerful colour.
Love orange.
And my brand is orange. And my phone cover is orange. And they want me to get an orange sports car. So I've seen one, but I can't buy it right now. But I've kind of got it.
Get in the house.
Yeah, so I've kind of seen that, and that's off the back of them.
Oh,
so yeah, they're great. So it's really tough being CEO
and dad.
That's
and husband
and husband as well.
Yeah, we'll get that bit.
Yeah.
So last one. What's the best bit of advice you've ever been given? You've said a few snippets, but yeah.
Yeah, best piece of advice. Don't make the same mistake twice has to be up there, because it just it just kind of does kind of stick with me. I think from a business point of view, I'm unfortunately late brother-in-law now, but one of his bits of advice he gave to me was, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. And I know you can look at data, like data's really good. It can give you a good calculated decision on something. I know that you can take advice from various sources, even down to business partners, to external advisors. You might have a non-exec, you might have loads of different people, but if something doesn't feel right to you, or something does feel right to you in your gut, as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, you should utilize that, because it's not to take anything away from those people that they don't have it, but you've been in this situation for 10 years, you know what you're doing. And sometimes you should listen to that. So Keith, my late brother-in-law, he always used to say, if something doesn't quite feel right, then don't do it. And I often, if you sat there and you go in that higher, I'm not sure, are we doing it just because it's the only person that's come through or we're going to push the business in this direction, and everyone's kind of agreed, and then you sit there and you go, okay, I can see that coming to an end here, and I want to be going further than that. So it's kind of understanding. So I'd say that's quite a good solid bit.
It definitely is. That's one of my bits of advice. Go with your gut.
Yeah, I do. And I was actually chatting to someone this week, actually, another business owner, and he said, what you've got to learn to do is take what your gut says and try and translate that to everyone else in the room, because they don't feel those feelings. They don't get that feeling that you do. So he was saying, that's where you utilize the data. So you go, okay, I want to hire 2 people, not 1. And they're all like, oh, it's a bit risky, but then you show them the plan, and you show them the detail and what's in here, and then you can explain, and then they'll probably go, oh yeah, okay, I get it now. But if it's just you going, my stomach says that, they're invested in the business. You can't just say that. It's not fair on them. So
that's
it's just kind of like, I always think that's quite an important one.
That's lovely. 2 bits of advice there. One. Thank you so much, Toby, for coming along and sharing. I mean, it's pretty remarkable what you've done and your journey. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people inspired out there.
Yeah.
And they will be reaching out, I'm sure. And that's it for today's episode of Wear Many Hats. Until next time. So please do like, share, follow onto your friends, family and colleagues that are looking to get into the FM property world. And in this case, they want to become a CEO. So until next time, take care.